So it's me again. Trying this new thing that I ran into from did a participation in a research study where it was uniquely tailor-made, personalized to me somehow here lately. Well, I've been reading a book, the cyber, I've been reading online. Can't remember the name of it. It's shamanism, but it's like cybernetic shamanism. And I'm back on the 8th Circuit again. I'm thinking about learning about the 8th Circuit, and that's the creator circuit. I don't think I like it. It's kind of... I haven't been watching what I've been watching here lately, and I went back and dug around on Og Tellez's fucking channel, which I shouldn't have done. And I found this other channel called The Ruiner, or the author, Shane the Ruiner or something. I'll have to show you. Something about what those fuckers talk about. He went on and expounded on what Quartz Crystal talks about. He went on to talk about the machine that she talks about. And he talks about the two earths, the silver ball and the blue ball. And he says things like, we're on the 6th loop here. And basically he's talking about the 144,000 creators. Some of them, I guess, had to stay here and they have to go through these loops. And it's like each time, it's like everything is personalized to me, like everything around me. Like it's like last year before I went crazy. It's the same thing, but it's like I can handle it a little bit better mentally. Physically, that right there in the middle of my chest, this feels like it's killing me. It's gone for now. But I must admit something. And it's zooming in on me as I admit something. Isn't that weird? This whole weird thing, panopto. It was this... When they gave me the study that I was participating in, when I was taking the survey or whatever, it showed me a video. And it was a video that somebody made. It was called The Odd Couple. And it was about a pistol shrimp. You already know, a pistol, a gun. You don't shoot me in the head. Mama, keep your head down. And... this other fish, and one fish, the bigger fish, looked out for the little pistol shrimp. The pistol shrimp was constantly working because it could generate energy all the time, like I guess I can. I'm the pistol shrimp. Anyway, after I watched the video, it said to minimize the video and continue back, and you click the button to go back to answer the questions about the video. And it made it smaller, but it left this screen around the video that showed me this site Panopto. So I went on it and I was digging around and I noticed that it was like a place to make videos. I'm not quite sure. I mean, it says you can share them on YouTube. I'm not quite sure what it's for. It's a free like screen recorder. As you can see, this weird background I've got. But, so yeah, I must admit something. See if it'll zoom in on me anymore. I must admit something. There it goes. I'm a murderer. I died. Now I understand what they mean when they say past lives. Thing is I killed myself. Last year, I think. I either killed I killed my soul. I did something, and it's a void now. And it scares me because that's why I've been reading this book about cybernetic shamanism, because I'm learning the different circuits and which lower circuits connect with. They're called terrestrial, super terrestrial, kind of like Jonathan Click's supernatural, super terrestrial circuits, and how each lower circuit, the just terrestrial circuit, you know, goes over. It almost looks like a diagram on how to drive a 5-speed, but it's an 8-speed, and I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna have to learn because I have a feeling that maybe being a shaman is what my purpose is supposed to be. But this thing called psychopomp. A psychopomp is a person that job is to lead the dead in their after-death wanderings, to lead them. And I'm assuming that means after they die. I mean, I guess it could mean in the physical too, but I feel like it means after they die in the flesh. It could be both, but I gotta learn to drive this son of a bitch because I have to be the one in control. There may be two Earths in Old Quartz Crystal and Shane the Ruiner or Ogtails is bullshit. And that's the thing about it. It makes me feel empty when I watch stuff like that, because it's like I am not willing to say or be of the mindset that I'm God. Because that helps me in no way, shape, or form with what happens after I exit this meat sack. That's what I started this whole thing over, was an obsession with death and what happens and where am I going when I die and what's going to happen. So admitting that I'm God doesn't tell me anything about that, because I feel like I can't. How can I control something or have created something? You can look at it two ways. It's like, either you're not afraid, if you are God, then you shouldn't be afraid of your creations. But if you were God, then you would know what happened when you died. Or then maybe I do know what happens when you die because I've died, but here I am still. Or is this me anymore? Is what I'm saying. Like, I just want to be sure that whatever I cut myself off from, the Bluetooth line I cut myself from, the pod, which is the thing that that other channel I've been watching is talking about. He goes into and he explains, and I'll just do a cover of some of his videos probably. He talks about pods too, and that's what Quartz Crystal. He talks about the same things Quartz Crystal does, but he goes into more explanation. He says he's an insider that was inside in the Illuminati growing up as a child, and then he works all these deep programs, bullshit, them deep fucking space programs. All that bullshit, that's what Altalis talks about too, yeah. That's the whole program right there, is those people making that shit up. But he basically says that now that we're going through this loop, this is the sixth loop, Quartz Crystal says this is the final go-round, that it's going to get more and more personally tailored to me because I'm a creator. Now, being in a creator circuit, in the 8th circuit, it goes back from 8 to 1. That's in between death and living. And so I don't want to keep going through that circuit. I don't want to keep going all the way back around all the circuits, because I just don't want to keep dying. I don't want to have to keep murdering myself if I'm still even alive in here. Because I'm scared that what the thing that Jonathan Click doesn't tell you is that, okay, you're here on this earth and you're born with one line going up and one line going down. That's the way you're born. Well, if you're enabled to, okay, to cut the cord to the Bluetooth pit, still leaves you here on Earth with one still going up, one positive maybe, and that leaves you here with like a nothing because you've cut the cord. Well, that cord is going to reattach to something else. It's got to. I mean, or you have to reattach it to something else, because it's like like if you're flat. I know I shouldn't have picked this. Hold on. No, that's not wrong. Never mind. If you're like this, if you're up, you've got one up that you're born with up. You cut the one that goes down, and it just comes up now. So it's built like this. I'm afraid that what I connect this to is not going to be good. I'm afraid I'm going to end up connecting it back down or doing something to fuck myself up more than I'm already fucked up. Is there such thing as a spiritual pregnancy either? I mean, I keep hearing that in my head, spiritual pregnancy, and I don't know if that's a thing. But I feel like it is. Like, the two halves up there, the boy and the girl, the Adam and the Eve, we have sex inside my body, and now I've got like a child inside of me, and is it bad? And how do I get it out if it is bad? And if it isn't bad, do I keep it inside? What do I do with it, you know? If this is even a thing. God, I didn't mean to do that. I feel so bad for killing her. She's got to still be in there somewhere. See, that's what they don't tell you. Go digging around for answers, keep asking questions, and go digging in the wrong places, and you could end up being a murderer yourself. And that's nowhere to be. That's nothing to be. That's not a good position to be in. It's not a good thing to do to yourself. Jonathan Kleck's a murderer. He killed himself. Cut it. I hope that I want to make sure that I connect the part I cut to God. I refuse to say I am God. So if anybody knows about spiritual pregnancies, if that's a thing, please let me know some information about that. And that's all for today. I feel like going at that channel I've been watching and going over his stuff, like, it helps me to not believe what he's saying, to try to discredit what he's saying, because it gives me a belief in still in something, God, something bigger than me. Because the creator circuit, I mean, even if I'm on the creator circuit, it doesn't say that I'm God. It's not the creator. It's just called a creator circuit. Well, I'm not it feels like I am, because everything I'm seeing around me feels like it's tailored to me, but I'm not creating it. I don't have control over it. I guess I'll just keep reading my book and I'll learn. So, love you, see.